Hello everybody, welcome back, I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks, but before we get to it, head down below, like and subscribe, just help out a lot, and let's get right into it. So today we are watching Cam playing in the Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank. Of course it is the KV-2, one of many Tier 6, well one of two basically, I'm pretty sure. Along with this, of course, there's the T1, T150, the KV-85, along with a couple other premium tanks, I'm pretty sure. But this, of course, probably the most popular because of the gun, the 152mm howitzer. Of course, with the high explosive rounds, can do 910 alpha damage with 86mm of penetration. And of course, it also has pretty decent AP rounds. The standard ones do 700 damage with 110mm of penetration, with the premium AP rounds doing the same amount of damage but having 136mm of penetration. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first replay that I'm showing you of in the KV-2, and I had to just change that because, of course, being the Derp Lord in the game, the best just Derp tank out of all of them in the game, of course I have to showcase this at least once a year, to be honest, maybe even more often than that, because this is just such a fun tank to play at Tier 6. When everything is going wrong, you can just jump in here, load up high explosive rounds, just spam high explosive. Even after the high explosive changes, they still do quite well, and you can just do about 300 damage per shot, 200 sometimes maybe after the high explosive changes, because it has kind of changed the tank, but still, more often than not, you can do, that 910 alpha damage per shot with the high explosive rounds. I've played this tank after the high explosive changes, and it's still really fun to play, and it's just such a good tank to just jump into while you've just been getting quite unlucky in all your other tanks. You just want to drop it down to Tier 6, play with other people that also want to kind of have some fun maybe, and do 765 damage to the Cheeto with your premium AP rounds, because who wouldn't want to do that kind of damage in a Tier 6 heavy tank? Of course, this probably has one of the highest alpha damage on any heavy tank in the game. Of course, the Caliban changed that now, that I'm pretty sure has 910 or maybe even 950 damage with its high explosive rounds. I'm actually 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that tank does do more now per shot than the KV-2. But of course, the KV-2 being at Tier 6 and having other kind of good aspects, it's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. It's not like a TOG 2. Its armor is okay. Of course, it has the hull of the KV-1. The turret is a little bit worse, but some of the time you can kind of bounce stuff. It's an all-around okay-ish tank. Of course, the main point of playing this tank is the gun, but other parts of it aren't really that bad. Of course, the view range is probably the worst thing about this, being, let's see how much, but it's definitely not good. It's actually 330 meters. That is, that wouldn't be good on like a Tier 4 tank, so, most of the time, as Cam does another 700 average damage to the side of the Churchill 7 over there with some more AP rounds. Now, Cam is actually using quite a lot of just regular and, well, mostly premium AP rounds over here. And I actually don't really kind of I don't do that most of the time. Most of the time I'm just firing high explosive, then maybe towards the end of the game, if I need to kind of make sure that I do maybe about 500 damage to someone, I would load the AP rounds, but most of the time I do just fire the high explosive rounds. But I guess in that kind of case, that the high explosive might have not been enough to actually kill the Churchill 7 over there, and the more penetration you get with the premium AP rounds on this tank, just kind of made sure that Cam killed that Churchill 7 in that one shot, and maybe like that he would have had to put in 2 high explosive shells instead of that 1 AP round into the Churchill 7 over there. So maybe it's something that I kind of need to work on in the KV-2, just loading the AP rounds more often sometimes in these kind of situations, because as we saw over there, that that definitely probably saved Cam a shell over there, which is quite useful stuff over there, as he puts in a great shot towards the VK3002PM. As pretty sure as soon as he fired, he actually got hit by the Porlak tank over there and actually bounced the shell over there. So as you saw over there, you're not going to bounce all the time, as he did get hit by a couple tanks before and they damaged him, but sometimes when you get lucky and the shell lands in the right place, you are going to bounce some tanks. You know, of course, the tier 7s, tier 8s, more often than not, they're gonna go through you quite easily, but these tier 6 tanks quite easily going to be able to go bounce sometimes. But of course, when they load the APCR rounds, the premium APCR rounds, then they're going to have a little bit of a higher chance of actually being able to go through your tank over there, as the Porlak doesn't want to bounce again, and he puts in that APCR round into the side of the KV-2 over there. But, you know, 3,800 damage, 2 kills, so 3 kills is that. Definitely quite nice game in the KV-2 over here. You know, that's just what you want in the KV-2. Just drop down a couple tiers, have some fun, get those one-shots in, get those 700, 900 alpha damage shells in, and just have some fun. You know, you're not the best tank on kind of battlefield. There's faster tanks than you, there's tanks that reload faster than you, there's tanks that have more view range than you, but you're just here having probably the most amount of fun that any tank in this matchup can have. You know, of course, you could be playing in the Churchill 7, have more armor, the ARL 44, have more gun depression, probably more view range as well. Be in the Cromwell, be fast to have a higher DPM, rate of fire, you know, be fast to have more view range. You can be the Hummel, you know, sit at the back, loop in those shells. Skoda T25, you know, have the auto loader. But you can be the KV-2 and just, you know, have some fun each round. You know, it's hard not to have fun in the KV-2, even if you lose, even if you put in that one shell that maybe ammo-racks a tank or sets them on fire or something like that. It's just quite hard not to have fun in the good old KV-2, and that's just what this tank is just all about. It's just having fun, lowering your expectations, and just, you know, having fun on your own, maybe in a platoon. You know, well, maybe close to a year ago, I platooned with my 2 friends in the KV-2, a 3-man KV-2 platoon, and it was just fun. You know, we lost a couple games, but when we had, you know, the kind of opportunity to all shoot the same target 3 times all in a row, it was just really, really fun. And this is just what this tank should be about and what it has always been about. And luckily, with the high explosive changes, it hasn't really changed what this tank is about, and that is just having that fun, as I said, derping your way around the battlefield, and, you know, sometimes pulling off the incredible shots where, you know, you're moving and you're shooting at the moving target, you hit for, you know, all of the damage, 100% of the hit points, and you maybe get an ammo rack, set them on fire. It's just, you know, probably the most fun tank you can have in the game. Well, you know, of course, there's the EBR 105, you can fly around the battlefield and, you know, have more fun that way, I guess you could call it. But then you can have this tank where you know, sometimes can just bounce off the SU-100 just to keep you in the game. You know, then they just start missing you after you somehow bounced off the artillery piece that must have hit his gun or something. But then once you reloaded, you know, your AP rounds, your high explosive rounds, whatever you choose to fire, you can do that 500 damage, take out the SU-100, you know, 5 kills, 4,700 damage, and then you can have another shot at the artillery piece as he tries to pull back. Are you going to reload in time? No, you're not. But I guess someone else can help you out, because, you know, there is other people on your team that can also help you out. And sometimes you don't need to kill the 300 hit point artillery, because you can do more damage to another tank and do 500 hit points to the T-78. And, you know, picking up your 6th kill, 5,200 damage. Great game for Cam over here in the KV-2, the good old KV-2. Let's look at the post-game stats. Let's see how well Cam did in this game. So as we see over here, Cam picks up their first mark of excellence on the KV-2. Absolutely brilliant stuff. You know, a lot of people playing the KV-2, some better than others, and if you pick up that third mark of excellence, that definitely does feel quite nice. I was quite close to getting my third mark, but then I kind of slipped away, but still got my 2 marks, which is really nice. An ace tanker, of course, brilliant game over here, along with a Spartan for bouncing that SU-100 shell when he had about 76 hit points, a high caliber, and a top gun for the 5,237 damage, 6 kills, 1,848 base experience. He did fire those premium AP rounds, but you know, you're here just to have fun, not to earn, you know, huge amounts of credits in this tag. So he does lose 20,000 credits in this game, but you know what? I think for such a fun game of World of Tanks, I'd probably lose even more than that just to have, you know, just some good old fun in the KV-2. But for now, let's go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.